Hi guys, Transient Goddess here. I am coming to you from the borough of the Bronx in New York City. Actually just making this video, sharing my perspectives because I believe that we all are here for a reason. We all have a purpose. I'm very passionate in finding a way to free society from the capitalist system and all of its negative restraint. I have transitioned into detaching my emotion to money, and even though it's very difficult to do, it's a very difficult process because of all the psychological conditioning in the past and the fact that we feel that money it's like air, especially during quarantine. I live in New York City. A lot of people right now are getting stressed out because their rent is due, the rent freeze is very limited, and we live check to check. Most of the population lives this way, and because of this issue, over the years I have developed this passion of just developing ideas where we can become independent from this system, so we can live a happy life without having to think about the dollar sign. Again, these are concepts that I speak about on my website. I invite you to read it. We have developed such a conditioned behavior that we believe that we cannot become independent without money, and that is completely absent. Yes, you do require capital to start up an idea. Obviously, we can't live in this world without money. That's how the system was built. But there are ways that we can develop a system where we no longer have the necessity, where we can use money as a tool. Money is not a requirement for sustainability. Oh, and that's another thing that I have to talk to you guys about. The oranges that we have in the house, they are not oranges. They are something kind of like a hybrid of an orange and a mandarin, but it was a huge, it's not an orange, it doesn't taste like an orange. And I saw that the juice from the other orange was kind of spilled in the orange I had this morning, and it dried as a kind of like gelatin. So from that point, I just kind of said, I've had enough with this corrupt government that allows us to eat this crap. I want to be the example. You know, leadership is integrity, and you lead by example. I'm gonna prove the point that even in New York City, even within the capitalist system, we can each independently become an independent society as a whole. We can totally start one by one, and imagine if we start this process now and in a year, because if one starts and my neighbor starts, and imagine my whole building gets their own garden, they can't tax us on something that's personal. For about a year now, I have been obsessed with the idea of changing society. There can't be a revolution unless each individual starts the process of transformation. I want to eventually create a community or society that is transparent and completely sustainable. I have some space here in my fire escape, so I decided to start a home, or maybe a third of a room, organic vegetable container garden. Everything's gonna be organic. I want to go to Whole Foods and I want to actually buy the fruits and the vegetables that I want to grow, and then use the seeds from those vegetables to plant them. And I'm gonna start making compost from our trash, basically. The things that we throw away are compost. That even in the small constraints of this room, basically it's possible. Okay, so I want to make the point that we can start from a seed and build an empire if we put the time and effort into it. And that's my whole point. There are people out there in the world that have already proved that a community-based program can benefit the masses if utilized properly. And I believe that that same concept can be used for every single aspect of our society, meaning that there can be a way where we can have all of us together combine our power to benefit the masses. With that said, in order for me to be able to teach others how to be self-sustainable, I have to learn myself how to be. So how do I start a sustainable community living in New York City? What if every single habitant of New York City, every single apartment had sustainable vegetable garden? Today I'm going out with my friends. We're going to Home Depot. So I am at the Bronx Terminal Market and we are here because we wanted to go to Home Depot so we can buy soil. The crazy thing about it is that the coronavirus has a much lower contraction rate than the flu, but I'm being looked at crazy because I have no mask. So I'm gonna put on my masks because it's now socially unacceptable to go into a store without a mask. So here we go. So we came to the Home Depot to get soil and to get organic compost because we're about to start this New York City apartment vegetable garden. Okay guys, we've reached the section of houseplants. We were just curious to know what we could have indoors. So I see a lot of ferns. I see sunflowers over there, but not many. So I am starting my garden from scratch. So I have decided that I'd rather go to Whole Foods and buy the fruits and vegetables and harvest from there, from their organic seeds. So that's what I'm doing. However, I need organic soil and compost, so that's why I'm here. And I want to make the point, and that's why I'm starting this. So I invite you to join me if you feel encouraged to, if you feel inspired to. I invite you to watch my progress. I'm gonna record all of the progress from me planting, making compost, everything, so you guys can see that this is possible. If you already have a garden in the city, please reach out to me because I really definitely want to make a point out of this, and I want to make the point that if I start, it's just a wave. Revolution starts with an individual. One person can start a wave of change, and I'm gonna prove that. Thank you.